Hi guys, welcome to the session on arrangements. My name is Shaurya, and in this session, we are going to be discussing how to solve the arrangements or how to approach the arrangement chapter. Can you guys just confirm whether I am audible and visible to all of you in the chat? There is a bit of delay of 15-20 seconds, so please bear with me, people who are live. But if you can just confirm whether everything is fine, so then we could just start off. Okay, I think the audio is working. So great. All right. So welcome on board to the first session on the arrangement chapter. And let's start off. So when you look at LR, all right, we'll talk a little bit about strategy, about approaching questions. You want to first start off with the initial chapters, which are seating arrangements, circular arrangements, right? Then move to something known as rankings, move to team formations. These three are the basic chapters which help you understand the basic fundamentals of LR and generic puzzles. Then there are some specific question types like quantitative reasoning, set theory Venn diagram, games and tournaments, etc. These chapters are a little advanced, even scheduling for that matter. That is, these chapters are a little advanced, but that's okay. And these chapters should be done after you've completed the first four chapters, right? That is essentially the idea of going through LR preparation. And of course, we'll be coming out with a separate video regarding the same, regarding preparation for LR and how to go about those things. But anyway, today's agenda is arrangements, and so let's look at the set and let's try to understand how to decode LR, right? And we'll be bringing a lot of sessions, especially I and other faculties also. We'll all be bringing a lot of sessions to you, right? We'll try to be live at least 3 to 4 times a week, right? So anyway, let's start off. So it says, the set says four Hollywood films. So four Hollywood films. What are the film names? Inception, Titanic, Avatar, and Interstellar. These four Hollywood films and four Bollywood films: Dangal, Queen, Kahani, and Barfi. These four films were being shot, so like they were being filmed one after the other on 8 consecutive studio sets lined up in a row. So there were 8 consecutive studio sets. Let's say they were set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. These were 8 studio sets, and these films were being shot, filmed next to each other, right? So one here, then next here, right? Something like this. All right, and it is told to us that each film took exactly one set. So of course, that means that since it is told to you that, then that means that there cannot be two films which are shot in one specific studio. Okay, only one film is shot in a studio. The directors had a few quirky shooting rules. Okay, so a few strange shooting rules. The first rule says no two Bollywood films can be together. So two Bollywood films cannot be together. All right. Each Hollywood film must be adjacent to at least one Bollywood film. So each Hollywood film should be adjacent to at least one Bollywood film. So there could be one Hollywood, one Bollywood, or the opposite, that there is one Bollywood, one Hollywood, then one Bollywood, then one Hollywood, then one Bollywood, then one Hollywood, and then one Bollywood, then one Hollywood, and so on, something like this, right? So it could be anything, right? So essentially, this is what it is trying to tell us. Okay. And since it told to us that there cannot be two Bollywood films together, that means that the four Bollywood films have to be alternate, right? They cannot be together. So of course, they will be they will be shot alternatively, or they will be like the studios wherein those four Bollywood films are being shot, they will be alternative because they cannot be together, right? As per the first clue. So that's why I've written four Bollywood films here. And then Hollywood films, either I can have one Hollywood film in between, or I can have two Hollywood films in between, or I can have three Hollywood films also in between. But the thing is, what you need to know is that all the Bollywood films need to be separated by at least one Hollywood film, right? So what we understand from this is like this reaction, specific reaction, is that there will be like if, for the case of three Bollywood films, any three Bollywood films, it will be that there is only one Hollywood film between them. So like for example, in this case, okay, it might be that there is only one Hollywood film here, and then there is a Bollywood film next, right? But there will be one case as such between two Bollywood films, there will be one such case that we have two Hollywood films in between them. Why? Because we have this clue that there are four Hollywood films and four Bollywood films. So one option for the fourth Hollywood film, because see, we know that there are four Hollywood and four Bollywood films. We've already placed four Bollywood films. We need to now place the four Hollywood films. So Hollywood films का there are two options, right? एक option है कि वो it is in between two Bollywood films, any two Bollywood films, or the other option is that it is outside, or the case is such that there is only one Hollywood film next to each of the Bollywood films. Why I'm assuming two cases is because it is told to us यहाँ पे कि each Hollywood film must be adjacent to at least one Bollywood film. So it is not restricting us कि Hollywood film and I mean that there cannot be two Hollywood films next to each other. It is not restricting us that. It's just restricting us that two Bollywood films cannot be next to each other. Anyway, so these are the two options. That one option is maybe that if I draw this properly to explain this part, there is, let's say, two Hollywood films here. The other case is that there is one Hollywood film, one Bollywood film next to each other. These are the two options. Okay, now let's move forward with the set. The second clue says Dangal was shot on a set next to Titanic. So Dangal and Titanic were shot next to each other. And since it is not told that the set was on the left or on the right, so we will assume that it could be either like Dangal Titanic or Titanic Dangal. Okay. And it is also told to us that Queen was shot immediately to the right of Avatar. So Queen was shot immediately to the right of Avatar. So Avatar was shot and Queen was shot. Okay. So these are directly next to each other. Okay. This I have stored. Okay. Now, Dangal is, of course, a Bollywood film, and Titanic is also always, of course, a Hollywood film. Similarly, here also Hollywood, Bollywood. Okay, we should keep a track of this so that we are not getting confused later. Okay, so and then it's told to us Inception and Interstellar were shot on neighboring sets. So it tells you Inception and Interstellar, they were both shot in neighboring sets, and they are both Hollywood films, right? Inception is also a Hollywood film. Interstellar is also a Hollywood film. Since this is the case, we can then figure out that Hollywood films, there will be a case wherein two Hollywood films are together. All right, because of this clue, it is understood to us that two Hollywood films are necessarily going to be together. So that's why we are going to talk about the first case. That, I mean, of course, both the cases could have been true, but we are going to talk about the first case wherein two Hollywood films are together. Now, these two Hollywood films could be anywhere, okay? But two Hollywood films are going to be together. That is something we know, okay? And if you see here in this case, we know that there are two Bollywood films in the ends, right? And then Hollywood films are in between. So this part is not going to change. That Bollywood films are at the ends. This part is not going to change. You will never have a Hollywood film at the end, because if you have a Hollywood film at the end, the issue will be that you will not be able to create this picture. Because if you try, for example, to start with Hollywood, then you have a Bollywood film, then you have a Hollywood film, then you have a Bollywood film, then you have a Hollywood film. right? And you need two Hollywood films together, right? So you either have a Bollywood film here, right? Third one here. And if you have a Hollywood film here, you've already used four Hollywood films. So this is, of course, not possible, right? Bollywood film has to come at the end, right? So this is there. But this clue is not getting used that two Hollywood films have to be together. Hence, the other part that if you start with Hollywood films and you have Hollywood film, Bollywood film, and then Hollywood, Bollywood, etc., you will end up missing one Bollywood film, okay, which can either come here, okay, at the end, or it can come next to this. But since we know that two Bollywood films cannot be next to each other, hence this is not possible, and that's why we are going to have a Bollywood film at the end, and hence we are going to have this same structure as before. Okay, so and of course, please understand these two Hollywood film pairings. Again, I'm repeating, this can come here also, this pairing, or this pairing can come here also. This is just an assumption right now. Okay, so anyway, let's move on to the further clues and try to understand what is happening. Okay, so uh, we are going to just remove whatever is not relevant, and we are going to move further. Kahani was not filmed on either ends. So Kahani was not filmed on either ends. And Queen was to the left of course, Bollywood and Bollywood, right? And Queen was to the left of Titanic. So Queen was to the left of Titanic, but not directly next to it. And I can just write not next to it. Please understand, Titanic is a Hollywood film and Queen is a Bollywood film. So if Titanic comes, let's say for Titanic is Hollywood, right? So let's say for example Titanic comes here, okay? Then then you have this fact that you should have Queen here, okay? I'm just assuming, again, just trying to explain to you, and I'm using assumptions to just explain to you, right? So if Queen comes here, or if Titanic comes here, then Queen has to necessarily come here next to it. But it is told to us that it cannot be next to it, right? So Titanic cannot be close to the edge, right? Especially on this side, on the left side. It can be maybe to the right side, but especially not to the left side. So you know by this also that you cannot have Titanic here. Okay, this is not possible. Okay, so just something you should take note of. This cannot be Titanic. Okay, and this of course has to be Hollywood. Now, is it one Hollywood or two Hollywoods? We don't know yet. And of course, this also has to be Hollywood. Again, one Hollywood or two Hollywood, we don't know right now. Okay, and this finishes all the clues. So now you're directly come to questions, and you end up realizing that since you are just directly on to questions now, you need to use these clues to arrive to an answer, right? That is essentially what we have to do, right? And we don't have any other information with us. So this is like when you have written down all the clues and you are now set to use the clues to figure out how to finish the set. This is known as obeying instructions, basically meaning that you need to sorry, this is known as generating a self-generated thought. Sorry, not obeying instructions. A self-generated thought is such a thought wherein you combine two to three clues to try to arrive at the answer. So let's try to see what kind of self-generated thought do we need to use to arrive to an answer. Look at this. Okay, look at Titanic and Dangal. Okay, so we know that Titanic and Dangal are, it's either Dangal Titanic, right, or Titanic Dangal. Okay, so we know that Bollywood films has to come here, right? That is very, that is something we know. Okay, that is of course given to us that Bollywood film has to come on the left side. So what all Bollywood films do we have left? We have Dangal, Queen, and this is Barfi. Okay, so I'll just write BA so that it's not confusing. So if you try Dangal here, for example, right, you just try Dangal here. So you will have Titanic here, right? That is, of course, what is going to happen, right? So what we need to understand, is it something which is possible or is it something which is not possible, right? Remember, we had written here that Titanic cannot come here. Why can Titanic not come here? Because if Titanic is here, then Queen needs to be on the left of Titanic, but Queen is not immediately to the left of Titanic. And anyway, you have only one space on the left. Otherwise, you don't have any other space on the left anyway, right? So Titanic cannot come here. Uh, in this part, okay, if I label this as one, two, set one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We know that Titanic cannot come in set 2. So if Titanic cannot come in set 2, then Dangal also cannot come in set 1. So you can then put as a cross that Dangal is also not coming here. So now you have left with two options. You are either left with Queen or you are left with Barfi, right? And similarly, if Queen is in the first slot, then Barfi is here at the last. And similarly, if Barfi is not here, then Queen is going to be here in the eighth slot. Okay. Now, here also we are left with, we need to check for K, Kahani, right? We need to check for Kahani. But it is told to us that Kahani was not filled on either ends. So we can just mark that Kahani will not come here. Okay. Now the other option is that we also have Dangal left. We have not checked for Dangal. Okay, we have not checked for Dangal yet. If you check for Dangal, if Dangal is coming, you cannot have Titanic here. This is not possible. Okay. So the only possibility is Titanic coming here. Right. Now, if Titanic comes here, so then the next clue is that you have Queen, which is to the left of Titanic, right? But it is not entirely next. Yeah, Queen to the left of Titanic, but it is not entirely like necessarily next to it. So it cannot be immediately to the left, but it is going to be two spaces or four spaces to the left. That is something which we have, which is something we have found out. Okay. Now we need to try to understand something. Okay, we need to try to see Dangal and Titanic seems to fit here, right? It is something which is trying to fit. It is it is we are able to fit that. Okay, but what we need to check is we need to check for Barfi and Queen as well, whether they can also fit or not. If they can fit, then we have multiple cases, right? We have a lot of cases which are possible. If they cannot fit, then we probably only have one case which is happening right here. Okay, so it was told here that Queen was shot immediately to the right of Avatar. Okay, so if you end up placing Queen here, for example, okay, on 8, right? I'm just trying to show you through the question by just taking some assumptions, right? If you end up placing Queen on the on the right, then you have Avatar on the left next to Queen. This is a possibility uh, which will not like conflict the statement, the clue which we have, right? Okay. Similarly, if you end up placing Queen on the first case, okay, I'm just keeping this for now on the on eighth list. But if I end up placing Queen here, I know that Queen cannot come here because if I have Queen here, then I don't have space for Avatar, right? Because Queen was shot immediately to the right of Avatar, so we don't have space for Avatar. So Queen cannot come in the first place. So we had already rejected Kahani and Dangal, and now we reject Queen also coming on the first place. So the first place the film which comes in the first place is fixed definitely, which is going to be Barfi. Okay, Barfi is going to be the film which comes in the first place because no other film can come, as we just checked from all of our different clues, right? That no other films can come next to in the first place for Bollywood. Okay, I hope this is clear, everybody till now, people who are watching, and of course, people who will be going through this as a recording, right? I hope this part is clear. Of course, now we are going to move further on with the set. Okay, so what all other clues do we have? We have a lot of clues left, right? And we have to use a lot of information to try to find out what is the answer. So, Dangal Titanic, you see that we have tried to use it here. Okay, and we have Inception, Interstellar being on next neighboring sets. Of course, Hollywood is going to be next to each other, and Queen was to the left of Titanic, but not directly next to it. Okay, so now there is one more problem. Okay, and the problem is that if you try to look at this case, okay, that you have, which film was this? Avatar. Avatar on seventh slot and Queen at eighth slot. If you try to place this, it is given to you that Titanic has to come to the Titanic has to be on the right of Queen, right? Because Queen is Queen is to the left of Titanic. It is given to you, correct? So since this is also given to you, so it tells us that Titanic should come somewhere on the right. But is that possible? No, that is not possible because there are no other slots after slot number 8. So we will reject this Avatar and Queen slot as well on set 7 and 8. And hence we will get our only possibility which is possible, which is Dangal on slot 8 and Titanic, Titanic on slot 7. This is the this is the first inference which we had to find out. And of course, Barfi on slot 1. This is also something we have found out. Right? Hope everything is clear till now to all of you. Okay, let's now move further. So the next part of the set, again, a pretty interesting set and pretty tricky to be honest. The next part is that you know that this has to be Bollywood. Okay, this could be Bollywood or it could be Hollywood also. Okay, that is, I mean, it could be to Hollywood also or it could be Bollywood, right? So we have two cases, right? This slot is either Bollywood or this slot is Hollywood. Okay, so let's try to have a look at the both the cases. Okay, let's make both the cases and see what is happening. If this is Bollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood. Sorry, wait, let me just make this. I can make it right here, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is Bollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood, and Bollywood. And we have placed Barfi here, we have placed Dangal here, and Titanic here. Okay. Now I have these two options. Okay, that next to my Hollywood, next to Titanic, I have another Hollywood film, or next to Titanic, I have a Bollywood film. Now, if you try to see which are the two Hollywood films which are coming together, those two films are Interstellar and uh, Interstellar and Inception. Okay, of course, interchangeably they can come interchangeably, but they are Interstellar and Inception. They are not Titanic and some other film. So that's why this second case will get rejected because the film Hollywood film here is actually Titanic and it is not Interstellar or Inception. That's why you cannot have a Hollywood film on the left of Titanic. So it has to necessarily be a Bollywood film. So that's why this case will get rejected. Now let's move forward. So since slot number 6 is necessarily a Bollywood film, we have already used Dangal, we have already used Barfi, we have used Titanic as our Hollywood film. So we are left with Kahani and Queen. Okay, as our Bollywood films which should come on 6. And we know that Queens cannot come in 6 because Queens is to the left of Titanic but not immediately to the left. So this has to be necessarily Kahani. And if this is necessarily Kahani, then this has to be a Hollywood film. Okay. And now we are in a dilemma whether this is a Hollywood or a Bollywood film, or this is a Bollywood or a Hollywood film. So again, another case will come up, right, which we will need to check, right? That is that this is, I mean, against 8 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have Dangal, Titanic, Kahani, Barfi as the four films which we have found out. Okay, and rest, whether this is, let's say this is Hollywood here. Okay, I'm going to take an assumption that these two are Hollywood films and this is Bollywood, or this is Bollywood and this is Hollywood. These are the two assumptions which I can take. Okay, now if these two are Hollywood films, then this has to be either Interstellar or Inception. That is necessary. Okay? Or Interstellar Inception or Inception Interstellar. This can be interchanged. Okay? Because They were short on neighboring sets, but was Inception on the left or Inception on the right? We don't know yet. Okay, so it could be interchangeable, but we are not looking at that right now. What we are instead looking at is what are the possible options. So Interstellar, Inception, this Bollywood only one can come Queens, and the other one, the only Hollywood film left here is Avatar. The problem with this is that we know from this clue that Avatar and Queen are next to each other, and Queen is to the right of Avatar, right? Queen is to the right of Avatar. And in this possibility, you can see that Queen is actually coming to the left of Avatar, not right. So then this case will get rejected, and hence the second case will be valid, wherein you have Inception, Interstellar, of course, interchangeable, right? And then you have Avatar and Queen here. And this completes your set. And maybe I could, instead of the crosses, I could write it on the top only. So this gets rejected, right? And the final possibility which emerges is going to be that this is, of course, Hollywood, this is Hollywood, and this is Bollywood, right? And uh, these two are either Interstellar, Inception, of course, interchangeable, and this is Avatar, and this is Queens. All right. So this is essentially the entire set, right? This is the explanation of the entire set, and I hope you were able to understand. Let's quickly have a look at the questions, right? And just try to wrap up the session now, right? So what is this question? What are the questions trying to say? The questions are trying to say which film. The first question is which film was being shot on the last rightmost set. So rightmost set, Dangal was being shot. So the first answer to the first question is Dangal. Which of the following pairs are definitely being shot on adjacent set? Barfi, Inception. This is not happening. Barfi and Avatar is being shot, so not Barfi, Inception. Inception and Queen. So Interstellar and Queen is possible, or Inception and Queen is possible. But the question is asking you definitely shooting. That means, see, we have two possibilities here, right? That Barfi, Avatar, Queen, Inception, Interstellar, Kahani, Titanic, and Dangal. These are the two possibilities that either Interstellar is 4 or Interstellar is 5. Okay, there's a multiple possibility situation in 4 and 5. So that's why which of the following pairs were definitely being shot together? This is a possibility. It's not a definite possibility. It's a probable possibility. So that's why answer B is not correct. Kahani and Interstellar. Kahani Interstellar, again, it is possible, but it is also not possible. In one case, it is possible. In the other case, it is not possible. Dangal and Titanic. Dangal and Titanic, of course, these are adjacent, and I mean, this is directly from the clue also. Dangal was shot on a set next to Titanic. So, ये तो directly clue से ही है. So, I mean, it is. I mean, you don't even need to read the. You don't even need to solve the question to answer this. But okay, that's okay. So option D is your correct answer in this case. How many sets were there between Titanic and Avatar? So Titanic and Avatar, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sets in between. So 5 sets is the correct answer. The option D is not here. Option D was supposed to be 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 4 sets, not 5 sets, because Avatar you will not count. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 sets, sorry. Option D was supposed to be 4 sets, which was not mentioned here. So option D is going to be correct answer for question 3. Right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the solution and the set which I had brought for you guys today. It was pretty interesting set, I believe, and I hope you got to learn a lot of things from the solution of the set, right? And yeah, so that is me, Shaurya. and I am a two times 99 percentiler in the DLR section. And it was great having you guys here today with me. Hopefully, you were also able to understand the solution, right? And just a couple of things before I end. In case anybody of you is looking for classes, so online classes, you can check out the Mindworks website. We have a lot of good faculties who take sessions at Mindworks, right? We have even like our founder Arun Sharma sir, Meenakshi ma'am, they also take sessions, right? And you can check out our courses on the website www.mindworks.in. Also, in case you're looking for self-paced courses and not a live course, you can check out these self-paced courses by Arun sir and Meenakshi ma'am, which are known as the Scale Up QA course, Scale Up DLR course, Scale Up VRC course. These courses are made entirely by Arun sir and Meenakshi ma'am, and nobody else is, of course, a part of these, and they are priced at a very affordable price, also at 5,999 per section. So you can opt for these courses also. Of course, I'm talking about CAT 2025 right now. Maybe in 2026 the prices will increase or something, but right now the offer price, the launch price for all of these three courses is 5,999 so each. So you can check them out in case you're looking for a self prep course, and in case you're looking for a live program, you can check out our website, and you can call on any of these numbers. You can mention that you had watched the session and you wanted to inquire for the course. So you will be eligible for some discounts, etc. We have full courses for cat, non-cat, and everything, right? So that's pretty much it. Thank you to all of you for watching the session, attending the session, and please please leave a like on the video. All right, please leave a like, comment, and do support us on the channel, right? And we'll be happy to like bring you more high quality stuff. So thank you so much, and I'll end the session now. Thank you.